I am gonna see Heismay tonight, but before that, one more thing. There was a gold beetle here in Martira this whole time. I never picked it up before. Yeah, this is in Cattle Racket Road. The reason why I'm here is to buy some worm bait from the kids here.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately, you can't buy these in bulk, but this seems to be the only renewable source of those baits. Also, these kids are setting up shop right next to a stall with, like, spiked maces. Let me just back away slowly. Yeah, as usual for these later ranks, Heismay is in the runner.
That's why.
So yeah, you need to have level 4 imagination to unlock this rank. Oh, that is kind of true, I guess.
Great.
Yes, great, as Heismay says. I have something I want to talk about regarding, like, that Age of Empires clip that had clearly Philippe Spall in, because I just found out the character he plays in that game, and they do not deserve to share a voice with Heismay, I'll just say. But I might talk more about that the next time I'm in an actual dungeon. I go to get out my guidebook to see all the answers, and it turns out this one only has 2 multiple choice questions, and all of them, they don't matter. You always get the same amount of mag.
Everyone.
So, let's just enjoy Heismay finally trying to get through to the villagers.
Look.
Yeah, this is a very Shikata Ganai kind of attitude.
Can't you see?
Which fittingly did represent the sin of sloth back in Persona 5. Also, that is kind of a good point. It's easy for, like, the really older people to think, like, well, we're not going to be alive in the future anyway, so what does it matter?
Don't you get it?
That's a very funny voice.
Wrong.
No.
Listen.
Yeah, all 3 of these give the same.
Say.
What?
But that's life. Surely.
Heismay.
No. Oh.
That almost sounds like you're writing a poem.
Thank you.
And with this voiced pronoun, yeah, we are getting our first third tier archetype, which usually I get from Stroll, but that'll be probably in this part as well, because Stroll's pretty close to rank 7.
No.
Well, I mean, he's not close to rank 7, he's right at rank 7, because there's no being close to a rank in this game. No social points like Persona.
A new power.
There is yet hope on the horizon.
Oh, that's a good line. Anyway, Ninja!
Ninja!
The final form of the Thief line, Ninja, no longer has a penalty to defense. It still has Steel at rank 1, but as for other skills, Hazy Moon Nightblade is a slash attack that counts as hitting a weakness against enemies with ailments, which combos well with a masked dancer in the party. Agitator's Art inflicts rage on all enemies, doubly good for Hazy Moon because enraged enemies take double damage. Adamant Nightblade is a stronger dark attack with an agility debuff. Quick Change Arts is kind of a poor man's Tetrakarn, but it does cost a lot less MP, though it can only be applied to yourself. Agility Lore is just Auto Tsukikaja, kind of weak for loading it this late. But a late skill that's not weak is Third Eye, which halves the hit rate of any enemies targeting you. Combine this with a dodgery accessory to remove all enemies' press turns if you dodge an attack, this can make for a good evasion tank build. Ninja keeps God Killer from Assassin, but has some new synthesis skills. Fire Art and Ice Art deal decent magical, yes magical, fire and ice damage, but have a chance of burn and frostbites, so more weakness hitting potential with Hazy Moon. And then you have Blood Rain, I don't know if this is supposed to be Blood Rain or Blood Drain, either works. Twin Ninpo. Very strong slash attack that removes status, repels, and attack buffs on the enemy. Situationally useful, but 20 MP isn't that much for that much power. So Ninja's really more of the same when it comes to the Thief line. Dark damage, dodge tanking, and stealing. Though the Rage and Hazy Moon combo has potential.
We shall.
Like, that could almost be the final rank, but the final rank's more about giving closure to Heismay's dynamic with Will rather than with his own villages, so that makes sense. But yeah, that will actually increase your popularity a little bit.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
And unfortunately, it's not the age of us rescuing Yufa yet. I still need to prepare. Yeah, this dungeon's a big one, and I'm actually very much considering doing the other dungeons in the region before the Dragon Temple, because the Dragon Temple, as I keep saying, is massive. Like, seriously?
Yes. We ought to proceed with caution.
Oh, Hulkenberg can get a rank up too. I was expecting to... Oh, Stroll isn't close to rank 7, actually. Hulkenberg will be able to get to rank 7, but Stroll... Should I do Stroll's rank 6, because he's a little behind? I think Maria is currently locked off by a Royal Virtue. Although it is noteworthy that both Hulkenberg and Heismay's rank 8s can only be done on the Gauntlet runner. And we're gonna have a lot of runner time very soon. It's weird for me to be neglecting Stroll so much, but I actually think that I need to set things up so I can do my runner ranks when I can. Now, I also believe this rank up for Hulkenberg is particularly important. Well, not important, I mean, yeah, this is her duel with Rhodanthe. Yeah, you need to have enough wisdom to know that he wouldn't fight fair. This reminds me a lot of a side quest in Xenoblade 1 where you set up a duel between two of the people in the army and one of them cheats and uses a poison weapon.
No.
Say.
So yes, let us be Hulkenberg's witness to this duel, and hopefully it won't go the way of all those Hamilton duels. Seriously, I feel like the whole of Hamilton, like, in spite of, like, all of its themes about the, like, American Revolution and stuff, I think the real lesson of Hamilton is don't ever challenge people to duels. It never ends well.
Listen!
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Heed my words!
Wait, hang on. There's 4 people up there, and there's only 3 nooses.
Wait.
Whoops.
Whoops. That is just such a funny way to put it.
Yes. No. As a knight.
Yeah!
Do you see sense?
Yeah, if he says no to this, he's gonna lose face in front of this entire crowd. It's almost reminding me of I think it's like in Warhammer Fantasy where you can issue challenges with like unit commanders, and if a character refuses a challenge, like they get forced back to the back of the line, and they won't. A lot of their benefits stop taking effect for the unit that turn, representing them like losing face in front of their comrades. So you're gonna have to weigh up the options whether if I accept, I might have them die, but if I refuse, then I'll lose those buffs. Of course, what I've noticed often... I'm sorry that I'm randomly talking about Warhammer in the middle of a serious scene. Yeah, so it's time to go to the Great Gate. But I noticed in a lot of the White Dwarf battle reports, what ended up happening was that somebody would offer a challenge to, like, the main army commander, and the most optimal thing to do in that circumstance is to have the unit champion walk forward and accept in your lord's stead, and they just get immediately slaughtered, because, like, yeah, but it at least saves your main army's commander from getting, from taking damage.
Here.
But, like, I noticed that was kind of a unit champion's lot in life in Warhammer Fantasy. They just accept challenges on behalf of their superiors and get brutally killed.
Now then.
Yeah, as we told her, he's not gonna fight fair.
Absurd.
So I suppose the real reason why he moved the duel grounds to somewhere here was not because these are a more worthy place to have the duel, but because there are less witnesses. Yeah, even he knows he can't take Hulkenberg in a fair fight. His music is really cool.
It was you.
It was you, that's a weird voice clip to use.
You cur. Rhodanthe.
Hulkenberg has given herself the fast recovery skill, entirely out of her own willpower. Meanwhile, yes, Hulkenberg wins duel while paralyzed.
Rhodanthe.
The ultimate disrespect.
Stop.
Speak no more. Heed my words.
No. Hail.
All right.
Yeah, so here's that favor that Hulkenberg called in.
My word.
Was this the guy who was just off screen in one of Hulkenberg's earlier ranks? Ah, yeah, that makes sense if you're Parapus. Sadly. I wonder if these people knew Heismay. Well, yeah, that was her ideal outcome, but unfortunately it didn't come to that. Either of these work.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. This entire thing almost feels like an Ace Attorney plotline in a way.
A true knight.
Yeah, so the third option here gives you
Incredible.
the most. It's the first one where your choice really matters.
I thank you. My thanks.
Yeah, I always like themes about overcoming the person you used to be. Feels kind of surreal that we're already getting to the end of a lot of these major character story arcs.
A new power. Yes, I am your knight.
This, we get 2 for the price of 1! We unlock both the Paladin and the Dark Knight. I guess fitting, because we've got the kind of, you know, idea of, like, the diverging paths that knights can travel down.
Paladin!
The first branched promotion of the Knight line is the Paladin, gaining a resistance to light and a focus more on defense and healing. Knight's Proclamation has upgraded to Holy Knight's Proclamation. Not only do you draw enemy attacks, but you also guard at the same time, preventing enemies from exploiting your weakness. At rank 2, Paladins get Knight's Defense, raising defense to maximum stages, but it can only be used on yourself. You also get Protect Guard. You'd normally need to use Synthesis for this in the lower forms of the Knight line, and the most interesting skill here, Counter. A 15% chance to repel slash, strike, or pierce attacks. Now you might notice this one is expensive to inherit, and it's for very good reason. Unlike in Persona, where Counter will just do the damage back to the enemy and protect you from damage, this counts as a repelled attack for the purposes of press turns, which means the enemy loses their entire turn if this activates. So 15% is not super reliable, but it's still something a lot of people like to have in their party just because it's so disruptive. You get Emergency Aid, an upgraded version of First Aid at rank 13. At rank 18, you get a more usable in battle heal in Holy Knight's Works that also cures debuffs, and you get a high MP recovery with Revitalize 3 at rank 20. For Synthesis skills, you get a lot more of the same or upgraded versions of the same from earlier Knight classes. Flying Guard Thrust is the best version of Leap Thrust slash Jump Thrust. We also still have Line Guard and Magic Guard. We now have Crusader's Hammer, an extremely powerful light skill that also gives a temporary light weakness, along with keeping Magic Knight's Hammer and Hammer of Justice. And then you get Peerless Sanctity, a very powerful light attack that debuffs all stats of an enemy. And the required archetypes are ones that it's not hard to have in your party, especially given one of them is Commander. If you're going for a hybrid tank slash healing build on Hulkenberg, Paladin is the ultimate extension of that. Of course, Hulkenberg's take on the Dark Knight is nowhere near to the level of Rhodanthe's.
Dark Knight!
The Dark Knight, meanwhile, has more strength than Paladin, but sacrifices a bit of endurance, and has a resistance to dark instead of light. It also requires 10 ranks in Wizard on top of having Magic Knight. It doesn't have Knight's Proclamation by default, but at this point you should be able to inherit that. It has Heavy Rush to deal pierce damage, Mad Rush for even more pierce damage, Pierce Boost for even more pierce damage, and Thunderstrike Thrust to deal physical electric damage and debuff the enemy's defense. Now, these skills don't have especially high power for the late game, which is when you're likely to be getting Dark Knight, so I'm not sure how useful they are, but Dark Knight is more worth it for its passives. Alongside the aforementioned Pierce boost, very good for gunners, though they need to invest in Wizard to get to it, you also have Flawless, starting the battle with Heat Riser, instant recovery to recover from any ailment in one turn, particularly good against some of the late game bosses that love using ailments, but most notably, Magic Counter, a 15% chance to repel any non-almighty magic, and just like Counter from Paladin, this is treated as a repel in all respects, completely destroying the enemy turn. Quick note about instant recovery. Due to a bug, if a buff or other temporary positive effect like Rebellion wears off on a character, the game will skip checking whether they recover from an ailment that turn, and this does affect instant recovery, making the skill worse than it really should be if you use a lot of buffs, and you should use a lot of buffs. Dark Knight only has 3 synthesis skills, Flying Guard Thrust it shares with Paladin. Peerless Shadow is the counterpart to Paladin's Peerless Sanctity, exact same effect but dark element instead of light. And Blackguard's Hammer is the dark counterpart to Crusader's Hammer. Note that both those skills deal physical elemental damage, unlike a certain British Dragoon. Paladin and Dark Knight each have their own assets. I personally prefer being a Paladin, but inheriting some of the skills from Dark Knight. They're most notable for the fact that Hulkenberg has to go through both of them to get her ultimate archetype, which let's just say combines both their strengths.
Now then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Heismay already knows at this point. And yeah, this one also gives you a bit of a boost in popularity. Okay, I was about to say, sadly we can't do it, but of course we can't do Heismay's next rank, because Heismay is only available on the runner next time. Yes! Wow, that was very weird sound that I just made, but I mean, Brigitta's getting really good too, but nah, we have to go for Alonzo. Like I've missed Alonzo way too much. I must do this rank up. I'm sorry, Alonzo is just that good. And I'm glad that a bunch of people agree. Like, he was just kind of this unsung hero of this game. I never expected to like his Bond as much as I did. Major new plan. What kind of plan?
Understand?
The landowner controls all the trade in the settlements. Well, I mean, why am I not surprised at that?
Apparently...
Plan to nab him.
Well...
I'm a little worried about the no witnesses thing, considering what just happened with Rhodanthe.
And then... Yeah. Thank you.
I've noticed that a lot of the options that give you the most mag with Alonzo are the ones that kind of affirm that you trust him.
Seriously?
See, again, like, he has a very similar goal to Katharina, but it almost feels like the Bonds had different writers, because I think this one handles it a lot better.
It's fine.
See, again, reaffirming trust, but, this, I'm getting some red flags from what you're saying here.
I implore you.
It's almost like you're making preparations in case anything were to happen to you. And we're only at rank 5.
You're all I have left in this world.
Oh wow, that's kind of dark. We also get 3 inheritance slots for Faker, though.
Understand?
Ah, yes, the inspection. Now, I believe this does get locked off by rank 5 courage eventually.
And the age of
I'll need to actually, no, I have the guidebook up, I know when it is. Okay, no, it gets locked off by rank 5 courage at rank 7. So we're not quite to that point yet. Oh, yes, the greater one-eyed scoundrel. We could do that. That one's actually above level 50, though. That and the Spire of Blind Faith boss are significantly stronger than the Dragon Temple. However, like, you're gonna get a lot of levels from the Dragon Temple, though, so it's kind of up to you what order you do. Obviously, if you do the Dragon Temple first, let's just say you'll have a lot more power on your side by the time you do those quests. Speaking of quests, there's actually a new quest here. The Horse Fisher Crone.
Pardon me.
Oh, I think I remember this one. Polar Stones. Oh, okay, that reminds me of that one thing in Carmen Sandiego, where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, where you have to make a rudimentary compass from a magnetic spoon in a bowl, which apparently really happened in China. Ah, yes, the classic dragons hoarding precious things trope. So yeah, this quest is actually in the Dragon Temple, so we'll be taking care of it during our visit there. 3 lost Polar Stones. You only need 1, but at an enormous relief you have all... Yeah, you get a better reward if you find all 3 of them. So obviously I'll be finding all 3 of them. The stones shouldn't be that far in. I think they really intend for you to do the Dragon Temple in multiple trips, because you can go in, get the stones, then come out, and then do the rest of the temple later. To be honest, I can easily see the Dragon Temple taking 3 days, but I'm going to try and do it in 1. It's going to require a lot of mage management, but it can be done. Alright, the second quest there is just rescuing Yufa. Okay, so... this is going to be super, super, super weird. You might notice here...
A gauntlet runner.
There's a Gauntlet runner in the Brailhaven region. Now, I'm pretty sure that is Jin's. The vast majority of players never see what I'm about to show you. And this is going to require me to take a lot out. Like, this is really inefficient for my schedule. But if I do it this way, I think I may actually be able to get, like, Heismay rank 8 on the trip at least.
It's your call.
It'll only take 1 day.
Let's be off.
So if we shove off from Brailhaven, I'll be able to show this fight against Jin.
What to pick?
Yeah, here we go. We actually have a Gauntlet Runner rank up that's showing here. Now let's see if there's anything new that I can make in here. Ah, I can finally make Sweeter Than Poison. And that's MP recovery. Oh, I can make like 5 of those, huh? It'll cost me all my Lumibees, oh, and a lot of Gauntlet Shrooms, but 200 MP recovery items, really good to have going forward. I could also make another Cursed Love Ballad. I really should do this after I've ranked up Maria, but you know what, I am going to actually go for this, because the more of these I have before the Dragon Temple, the better.
Got a second?
I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't have to look great, just as long as it tastes great, but often a lot of food that tastes great also tends to look great because of the way that, you know, a good chef likes to make food. Again, Juna, you are really trying to be Yukiko here. Especially with the spiky one. Someone's also mentioned that a lot of, like, the names of Juna's dishes, like Cursed Love Ballad, Sweeter Than Poison, sound like something a witch would make, which I guess makes sense given that she is a Mage Academy alumnus. It's a treat for the eyes, but is it a treat for the senses? Don't display cooking in a museum, it's not gonna, like, age well. That'll go rotten very quickly, and then yeah, that's not gonna go well at all. So yes, I think now is a great time to do our first maxed out follower rank. But first, since we're about to get ambushed by Jin after this, I'm just trying something here. I have taken out everybody in my party except for Will. I've never done this fight before, but at this point, Will is protected by the royal magic. And I'm curious to find out how that actually works. always nice to have a humble abode.
I wondered if you'd notice.
And this game takes after Persona 4 in that the first and last ranks are fully voiced.
Where's the urn? Did you lay your son to rest?
I'd not say my last goodbyes without telling you. No, he's still with me. But the urn itself I disposed of. It's Yujif tradition, you see. Keeping the remains of the fallen in fine-wrought urns. But my boy, I had not much left of him. Only the smallest of bones. Now, however, those bones rest at my very heart. I've fashioned myself a necklace, made to keep them ever close and safe. Wherever I go, and whatever I do, I shall wear this always. He will never leave my side again. I mustn't turn my eyes from my son's passing. Nor will I surrender his memory to Earth, left to rest in some place far beyond my heart's reach. No, I have but one course. I will carry my son with me, and we will change this burden of oppression against our people. Until that day comes, when we change this world for the better, I will fight with my son at my side and in my heart.
He's found his own way of honoring his son's memory.
I'm sure that's what your son would want.
Yes, I think so too. It will be no easy path, but I have made my decision. Thanks to you. We two have spoken of much, eh? Sometimes it's felt as though my son himself has been advising me. And well, I've been through no small pains on this endeavor. But it was that experience that brought me to my decision.
I'm honored.
It's because of the perspective we share. That's how I found a way forward. One I'll not regret. You are the only one who can create a world fit for my son to rest. Lad, my hopes rest with you. And I will see them protected, even should it cost me my life.
No, I won't let anyone die. Never again.
Then let us all survive, that we might protect the new world together. Now, a new toast and a new vow. After all this, you are like a son to me yourself, you know. Your life, your ideals, I will protect them as my own. Another toast then, to us, to my son, and to the children, and their future.
The aloof hermit, Heismay, keeper and heritor of the thief's virtues, by the grace of his newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
I will never forget how this drink tasted tonight. You should let me hear some of your stories too, eh? Just every now and then. They need not be grand tales. Even passing thoughts are fine. These moments we have, however we spend them, to me, they are precious indeed. I can't remember the last time I felt this way. To think of my future and look forward to what awaits.
I like his smile there. So that's our first rank 8 bond, and you might notice that I haven't given a bio to Heismay's ultimate archetype. That's because we can't actually get it yet. They don't unlock until you reach the last arc of the game and have rank 8, so I'll be covering those much later. And now Mood Whiplash.
That can only be cheap.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what happens here.
Now, the hunt begins. Should any candidates dare to stand against us, we'll cut them down and take the credit for all their... wait. You can't be. You're the fellow from the exhibition. Not the one who can't be killed. Ugh, bloody hell! My plans, I thought I finally had a chance of winning back my followers. But if I run now, then there really would be no turning back. No, I have to fight. I have to.
Hey, are you serious? You know you can't attack us, right?
But your allies. That's it! I just have to take out someone from your party! Then my credibility will be unimpeachable! This is my last chance!
So, funny thing about that, I didn't bring any allies! Specifically because of that! So, I'm really curious
I think we want to make this one hurt.
how this works. Because he can't... I have no allies here. He has no option but to attack the guy who's protected by the royal magic. I have never seen this happen before. So, how does this work exactly?
Stop it! This isn't good!
Okay.
This isn't good!
He's healing. Right then. I believe that just out-healed the damage that I did to him. I wonder if that's what they count on for this fight. However, I can stack up a bunch of corrosive acids.
This isn't good!
Yeah, he's just spamming heal. Okay.
This isn't good!
So he actually can't hurt me right now. So his entire, like, goal right now is essentially to just outlast me. But as long as I can do more than, like... So it's like about 270 damage. So it's about 540 damage that I had to be beating? Oh, I was buffed then. Oh, that's not good. Okay.
This isn't good! This isn't good!
I hope we're not locked in like an endless battle stalemate here. Okay, yeah, that's about to wear off. Let's put another corrosive acid on so he's down to -3. I can crit him though.
Damn it all to hell! Fine! Who cares about being king anyway? Stupid heads!
And he just leaves!
So, what was that guy's deal anyway?
I haven't the slightest idea. But even left to his own devices, I confess I find it difficult to envisage him as any sort of ruler.
Okay, I guess that's like an anti-softlock measure as well. Because, like, clearly they obviously know that he can't hurt you. But if you only bring Will to that fight, and, like, you don't have enough damage to out-damage his healing, you wouldn't be able to beat him either. So they just have him run away. Huh. I mean, I feel bad for losing the experience, but that was worth testing. No, I think we keep going. So yeah, I think the reason why Jin is here is because you don't have to do all of the Brilhaven side quests in the Brilhaven arc. Most of them have no deadline, so you could have left the Forsaken Tower until now. And if you do it that way, oh, we got bonds unfettered Heismay. So this is what you get for maxing out Heismay's bond, but I get the feeling that I'm really close to like the end of this part, so I may as well not do that. So, am I allowed to just teleport back to town? I think I have to spend the night in the runner, unfortunately, which does make sense, so let's find an activity to do. Well, I can cook stale black bread. This is actually something that you get a bunch of via the DLC, so I have some of this waiting for me at Moors. I'm still not going to claim that, but I guess in this arc, it's probably not, like, totally game-breaking to claim that DLC now. It's a decent amount of mag and money, that's why I worried about getting it early, but, like, I think I'm probably fine to take it now, because I can make stale black bread at this point, and I can make a lot of the other things that it gives you.
All right.
There you go. Stale black bread, which is basically a Megado attack item. You throw stale bread at enemies and it causes almighty damage. I think I'm in more need of tolerance. I'm gonna actually reread Bygone Days. You know, how fitting given we just did Heismay's last rank. Yeah, it just skips over that. Because I actually didn't realize that you could reread books, but I guess you can do that in real life, so you should be able to do it here. The game just cut to black there. I guess they didn't really think of the transition for that. Huh. I'm learning new things about this game here. But, yeah, so we will have had, like, 3 archetype bios, in this part.
What do you want to do?
Now, I want to say that if we do zip back to a town, it's going to be nighttime.
What should I do?
Yes, exactly. What should I do? Oh! Nah, that would be kind of inefficient. I need to get back to a town. So this is gonna make it night again, unfortunately. So I will have kind of wasted this day. But I did have to do that thing with Jim. Like, there's no way that I wasn't showing that. It's also super hot right now. And we can rank up Brigitta. And yet, she's not here. We instead have a watchman. They're not battling, because battling's gone. We didn't do that!
This time!
We didn't do that!
Hear ye, hear ye!
Brigitta has been framed for slaughtering a village, I guess. That is true. Granted, Brigitta's word does hold a lot of sway. She has her own private army, after all.
Those people.
So I guess it's very similar to Luis. Ah, so they wanted her to do the deed for them, but when she didn't, they did it themselves and had a convenient excuse to frame her for it.
You get it, right?
Oh. I mean, yeah, that's true.
In those days.
Yeah, this kind of mentality. Ah, that is true. And interestingly, none of these give any mag.
Listen.
Shut up!
Why won't you let me give up? That's a very powerful and interesting line. Oh, okay.
Why? Why did you?
That's another another rank up suddenly. Any three of these are good.
Right.
Brigitta's you could probably make an entire, like, hour-long video on analyzing Brigitta's psyche.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So, I feel like I've wasted time just doing that Jin thing, but I really wanted to show that, though. I feel like barely anybody knows about that.